Plato would like it to be the case that all theories have the same fundamental structure, that there should be, in the last resort, only one kind of theory, and this a theory which took a mathematical form. So that for him and for those who think like him, or those who think according to this model, which we think of as essentially Platonist, to the extent that there are fields of inquiry which don't seem to lend themselves to that kind of formal mathematical theoretical elegance, they seem less satisfactory. They seem to be inferior as areas of inquiry. And as anyone who's read a bit in philosophy or been involved in the philosophical debate during the middle of the 20th century knows, there was a long period in the 20th century when people idolized those disciplines which could be formalized in this kind of way, and rather despised those fields of inquiry which didn't lend themselves to that. So that there would be a tendency to regard psychology, for instance, as a sort of inferior, essentially second-rate field of inquiry compared with theoretical physics. I don't think we're in that state of affairs now, but certainly for quite a lot of the time that I was growing up and becoming introduced to technical philosophy, this was a very widespread attitude. I think to this extent, since the 60s, we've been moving back into something that I'd be inclined to call a much more Aristotelian rather than Platonist phase in the history of philosophy. The difference being that we're quite open to the idea that different inquiries, different disciplines, different kinds of enterprise are entitled to develop their own methods, their own procedures for presenting their arguments, for explaining their concepts, for developing their ideas, and this is really incompatible with the idea, with the imperialist idea that the theories of physics have a kind of authority over us, which other enterprises had better conform to, or else condemn themselves as second-rate.